Hi guys, Mark here. I hope you are well. Today we're going to be making a heart-shaped paracord decoration. Here is our little project. You can use it as as a key fob, or a charm which you hang off of the loop. Alternatively, you can incorporate the heart into some other project, perhaps a necklace. The project uses a total of 3 knots. We have one, this bottom one, which is the lanyard knot. The heart is done by first attaching your cords using the clove hitch. Then, a series of double half hitches are used for the wings of the heart. As far as supplies go, you're going to need 10 pieces of macrame for your main pattern. These are 1.5 feet long each. For our base strand, we're going to need another piece of macrame. This one is going to form the loop and the knot at the bottom. This one should be about 2 feet long. To hold your project in place, use some sort of a surface into which you can stick a couple of pins. So pins and, let's say, cardboard, a corkboard or something like that. And finally, the staple of working with paracord, scissors and a lighter to cut and melt your pieces of paracord. To start tying, take your base strand and fold it in half. Take one of your working strands, again fold it in half. Then at the middle point, tie a clove hitch. To do this, you take one of the ends and create a loop. Create a second loop exactly the same way and place it over your first loop. Then slide the 2 loops over your base strand. Tighten up and adjust your clove hitch so that both ends are of equal length. Then simply line up the other 9 strands. So again, we fold our working strand in half. At the middle point, we create a loop, then a second loop, and place the second loop over the first one. Place the 2 loops onto your base strand. Tighten up and make sure that both ends are of equal length. Then simply continue. I have now lined up 10 clove hitches using my 10 strands. My ends are of equal length on both sides. I'm now going to flip everything over and inspect all of these clove hitches on this side as well. They should be nice and consistent. Then I'm going to attach this setup onto some sort of a surface. Like this, and pin it down. We can now begin work on our paracord heart. We are going to form the heart in 2 steps. First off, we are going to make this bottom part by traveling from the right side towards the left, so towards the loop. Then we are going to turn our project around and do the other side as well. This time traveling from the left side towards the right. So let's do the bottom part first. Take the right cord and pass it over your other strands. This is our guiding cord. Onto this one, we are going to attach all of our strands using double half hitches. Take your first strand, pass it over your guiding strand, then under it from the top. This is a single half hitch. Tighten it up and repeat. Over your guiding cord, then under it from the top, creating a second half hitch. Tighten it up like this. Then pick up the next strand and repeat. So over your guiding cord, then under and tighten up. And again over your guiding cord, then under like this and tighten up firmly. And the next strand done exactly the same way. Over your guiding cord, then under, creating a hitch. Tighten up and repeat. Over, under, tighten up. Do this with all of your strands. And this way we have created our first row. We have attached 9 pieces of cord, so 9 strands. The second row is done exactly the same way. We take the cord on the right side and pass it over the other ends, including the previous guiding cord. So again, we are attaching 9 strands onto the guiding cord. So the first strand, again, comes over your guiding cord, then under it to create a hitch. Tighten up firmly and repeat. Over, under, to create a hitch, then tighten up. do the same thing with the remaining 8 strands. So like this, the second row is completed. So we attached 9 strands onto our guiding cord. The third row is done pretty much the same way as the second row, but with a small variation. We're not going to attach our previous guiding cord. So we're going to take our right strand as our guiding cord and attach 8 of our ends and not the guiding cord. So start with your first strand, over your guiding cord, under it to create a hitch. Tighten up and repeat. Over, under, tighten up. Then repeat with the remaining 7 strands. So this is the third row. We have attached 8 cords onto our guiding strand. The fourth row is going to be done exactly the same way as the third row. So take your right strand and pass it over your other strands. So we have 7 strands to attach. We are going to again exclude our previous guiding cord. So take your first strand and again attach it. Then continue with the remaining 6 strands. So in the fourth row, we have attached 7 strands onto our guiding cord. The fifth row is again done exactly the same way as the previous row. So we take our right strand as the guiding cord. We are going to attach our 6 strands. We are going to exclude the previous guiding cord. So again, start with the first strand, attach it, then continue with the remaining 5 strands. So this time we have attached 6 strands onto our guiding strand. On our 6th and final row, we are going to round off the edge of our heart. To do this, we are only going to attach 4 working ends onto our guiding cord. We are going to exclude the previous guiding cord and another working strand. So to do this, take your right strand and pass it over 4 of your strands. Then attach them using double half hitches. And this was our 6th row. So we attached 4 strands onto our guiding cord. Here you can see what we are aiming for. So first shape up your heart a little bit, then trim the ends. So first at the top, the 4 ends. Try to get this part level, then trim them. A bit away from your knots. Like this, then melt the 4 ends. Then cut and melt the ends on the sides, so the 4 on the side. Again a bit further away from your knots. And again melt the ends. Finally, trim the 2 corner strands and lightly melt them. And that's one side complete. So previously we worked from right to left. We are now going to turn our project around like this and work from left to right basically the same way. So start off with your leftmost strand and pass it over your other strands. So we have 9 strands to attach onto our guiding cord. Take your first one from the left, pass over your strand, under it like this to create a hitch. Tighten up and repeat for a second time. So over your strand, under it, and tighten up. Then do the same thing with the remaining 8 strands. Over, under, tighten up. Over, under, tighten up. So like this, we attached 9 strands onto our guiding cord. The second row is done exactly the same way as the first row. So we're going to pass the leftmost strand over all 9 of our strands, including the previous guiding strand. Then attach your strands. In the third row, we're going to attach 8 of our strands and exclude the previous guiding strand. In the fourth row, we are going to again do the same thing as in the third row. So we're going to attach 7 strands onto our guiding cord and exclude the previous guiding strand. In the fifth row, we are going to attach 6 strands onto our guiding strand. We are going to exclude the previous guiding strand. In our sixth and final row, we are going to attach only 4 strands. We are going to exclude our previous guiding strand and another strand. Like this. So we attached 4 strands onto our guiding strand. We are now going to shape up our heart on this side then trim the ends. And with this, our heart pattern is complete. We are now going to finish up our project by doing 2 things. First off, adjust the size of your loop. And secondly, we're going to tie a stopper knot using our 2 ends. This is going to secure the heart into place and prevent it from slipping off of your strands. So in my case, I'm going to tie a lanyard knot. To do this, take the left end and twist it into a loop. Take the right end and fold it up towards the top and place it under your loop, like this. Then, using your right strand, pass over this top left cord So over like this. Then under your left hand, like this. Then pass over, under, over, weaving through these 3 cords. So, over, under, over, creating a carrick band. Now I'm going to take the top right strand and I'm going to pass it past this top left cord and directly through the center of my carrick band. Like this. So through the diamond shape at the center, take the bottom left end, pass it over or past this right cord and through the center of the carrick band. Like this. And we have now tied our lanyard knot. Tighten it up a bit by pulling on the ends. As you can see, the knot is too far away from the heart. So I'm going to work in these 2 cords into the knot and out into the 2 ends. So I've moved my lanyard knot closer to the heart. After tightening up my lanyard knot for a second time, I'm going to trim the 2 ends. And with this, our project is finally complete. So guys, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. I hope that I made it clear enough and that you're going to join me in my future tutorials as well. See ya next time.